Hello everyone, we're thrilled to have you back on our channel. Have you ever experienced the silent treatment? It's a form of psychological warfare that narcissists love to use. They wield this passive-aggressive and abusive tactic to belittle you, pretending that your existence doesn't matter to them. While there are many ways to get back at narcissists, nothing rivals the power of the silent treatment. Indeed, the most potent revenge is always wrapped in silence. Stay with us throughout this video as I unveil 7 compelling reasons why silence is the ultimate revenge against narcissists. Proof number 1. The silent treatment inflicts a deep sense of abandonment in the narcissist. Narcissists are master manipulators who avoid taking responsibility for their actions and emotions. They thrive on being the center of attention and basking in constant adulation. When you completely ignore them, they feel abandoned, a fate they undoubtedly deserve. The silent treatment cleverly retaliates against narcissists by forcing them to confront their guilt and shame. Their greatest fear is losing control and power. The less you react, the less power you give them. Narcissists are usually prepared for fiery backlash or verbal tirades from those they've wronged. But it's crucial not to meet their expectations. Your silence will ignite their curiosity and leave them in a state of perplexity. There's no better way to repay them for their mistreatment than by keeping them in a constant state of uncertainty. This is why silence is the best form of revenge against narcissists. Proof number 2. The silent treatment instills a profound sense of being unwanted. Narcissists are inherently self-centered and indifferent to the perceptions of others, focusing solely on their own image and needs. Trying to retaliate by sharing their images on social media or spreading negative stories about them often backfires, damaging your reputation more than theirs. Understandably, when wronged, the urge to strike back is strong. But what's the most effective way to do so? The silent treatment, often misunderstood as a form of punishment or manipulation, is fundamentally an expression of pent-up frustration or anger. It serves as a non-verbal way to communicate the impact of their actions without engaging in negative verbal exchanges. By employing the silent treatment against a narcissist, you send a clear message: their presence is no longer valued in your life. This method is particularly effective because it triggers feelings of inadequacy in narcissists. It makes them question their self-worth, causing a wave of insecurity. Narcissists thrive on attention and seek constant validation from others. Denying them this forces them to confront their deepest insecurities, making it a powerful form of revenge. Proof number 3. The silent treatment can induce a potent sensation of rejection in a narcissist. This method of retribution is incredibly powerful because it evokes a deep sense of rejection. Narcissists, despite their outwardly confident facade, possess extremely fragile egos. They suffer from low self-esteem and are hypersensitive to criticism and rejection. Their insatiable desire to be perceived as flawless makes rejection unbearable, as it shatters their illusion of perfection. They despise being denied something they want, and hearing no is the last thing they can tolerate. When narcissists face rejection, it can trigger an aggressive response, either towards others or, in some cases, themselves. They operate on the belief that their feelings are paramount, superseding all else in the world. The silent treatment stands out as an effective form of revenge due to its simplicity and the minimal effort required on your part. You don't need to waste time pondering what would hurt the narcissist the most or expend energy devising a complex revenge strategy. The silent treatment is a straightforward act of withholding communication, a silent but powerful defiance that can profoundly impact a narcissist. Fourth proof, the silent treatment can strip narcissists of their ability to control and manipulate others. This method is highly effective in getting back at narcissists because it strips them of their power to control and manipulate others. Narcissists thrive on making people do their bidding, often employing tricks that evoke pity or guilt, such as playing the victim or claiming their feelings are being hurt. Generally, narcissists excel at manipulation because they are indifferent to others' feelings. Their primary concern is maintaining a polished image, and they will go to great lengths to preserve it. Narcissists are adept at twisting stories to present themselves as the only ones who are hurt, using phrases like "I'm hurt" or "you hurt me" to instill guilt in others. They are accustomed to getting what they want when they want it. However, when faced with the silent treatment, their usual tactics fail. They can no longer influence someone who has cut off all communication. This leaves narcissists feeling helpless and frustrated, precisely the outcome you desire when seeking revenge. The silent treatment forces narcissists to confront their own weaknesses, reminding them that you hold power over them. They will feel powerless and defeated, a fitting response for their manipulative behavior. Fifth proof: being ignored can make narcissists feel insignificant. Narcissists are extremely self-centered, believing that everyone should cater to their desires. They constantly see themselves as superior to others. If you defy their wishes, they won't hesitate to punish you. Narcissists excel at belittling others, making you feel insignificant and creating dependency on them. They skillfully use words to manipulate and control, indifferent to your feelings or desires. Their primary objective is to achieve what they want, regardless of the impact on others. Giving them the silent treatment can shatter their inflated sense of self-importance. It sends a powerful message to their ego that they are not as significant as they believe. It signals that you have moved on and they no longer have control over you. A bit of self-discipline and determination are all you need. Using these tools, you can show them the pain of being forgotten by someone who once mattered in their life. For narcissists, this serves as a potent form of revenge, reminding them that they are not the center of your world. Sixth proof: the silent treatment shows that you don't care about them. This method is highly effective against narcissists because it demonstrates that you don't care about them. Narcissists often struggle to understand that others have feelings and cannot be used solely for their benefit without consequences. Ignoring them is like a wake-up call, signaling that you refuse to be treated like a pawn in their game. It makes them feel helpless because your lack of reaction leaves them powerless, which is not a position they are used to. By giving them the silent treatment, you show the narcissist that they are not the only ones who can control emotions. You're telling them that their presence in your life is unnecessary and that their feelings don't affect you. This makes them feel forgotten and uncared for, mirroring how they make others feel. As a result, this form of payback is powerful because it forces the narcissist to experience the same sense of worthlessness and indifference they often impose on others. Seventh proof: the silent treatment shows that you value yourself more than they do. Narcissists believe they are superior to everyone else and think you should feel fortunate to receive their attention. However, giving them the silent treatment makes them realize that you have more self-respect than they could ever imagine. It sends a clear message: their behavior is unacceptable. It tells them that you are done playing their manipulation games and are ready to stand your ground, prioritizing your own well-being. By putting your own needs ahead of pleasing them, you signal a significant shift in the relationship that can be unsettling for a narcissist. This forces them to confront the fact that they are not as perfect as they believe themselves to be. Ultimately, the best way to get back at a narcissist is to show them that you care about and respect yourself more than their opinion of you. This is a victory in itself, as it proves that you value and respect yourself. You might be wondering if giving someone the silent treatment in return makes you selfish and self-centered. It may seem that way, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It shows that you understand the importance of prioritizing and valuing your own needs. The best way to get back at narcissists is to give them the silent treatment. Responding to someone who has hurt you in this simple but powerful way is a form of self-preserving revenge. Additionally, it helps you focus on other aspects of your life, diverting your mind from the pain. Choosing silence over confrontation can be a very impactful decision. Narcissists often struggle with this form of communication because it doesn't satisfy their constant need for drama and attention. As they thrive on being the center of attention, this unexpected reaction can unsettle them and make them reflect. Have you ever given a narcissist the silent treatment when they did something wrong? Please share your thoughts with us. Leave a comment below with your experiences. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it interesting. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see our newest videos. We appreciate your continued support and engagement. Also, be sure to check out our next video right here before you go. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.
I am 1000% sure you will be very surprised when you see how narcissists behave when there's no contact. Hey there, welcome back. I trust all's well with you. Today, we're delving into what unfolds when you cease communication with a narcissist. You've made a wise choice by maintaining distance. Frankly, it's commendable because engaging with such toxic individuals only leads to further anguish. They're relentless in their demands, always expecting more from you while offering little in return. It's an unfair dynamic where your happiness is constantly compromised and your energy is drained. So, cutting ties is the prudent move. Now let's ponder. What happens to them when you sever communication? Do they crumble without you? Do they even notice your absence? It's entirely plausible that they've moved on, forgotten about you altogether. This is precisely what we'll explore in today's discussion. Ceasing communication isn't just about protecting yourself, it's also about curbing the incessant mental gymnastics. Your mind tends to conjure up scenarios, wondering about their thoughts and feelings. But let me tell you, my friends, dwelling on these questions achieves little. Instead, let's delve into the psyche of the narcissist and unravel the mysteries behind their reactions, or lack thereof, when you choose to step away. All right, let's dive into the psyche of the narcissist. These individuals bear deep wounds from childhood abandonment, scars that run deep, my friends. These early experiences shape their behavior in profound ways. Their fear of being left behind again is so intense that it dictates their every action. Picture this. As children, they were left alone, neglected, or abandoned. To shield themselves from experiencing this pain again, they adopt defensive mechanisms. They'll go to extreme lengths to ensure they're never vulnerable or reliant on anyone else. This means they resort to manipulation, deceit, and even infidelity in relationships. Why cheat, do you ask? Well, for them, it's a preemptive strike. They believe that by seeking attention elsewhere, they can safeguard themselves from potential rejection. It's a twisted logic rooted in their deep-seated fear of vulnerability. They're terrified of showing any sign of weakness, convinced it'll only invite further pain and abandonment. Their entire existence revolves around avoiding emotions because they associate them with vulnerability. They spent their lives building walls around their feelings, convinced that being emotionally detached is the only way to protect themselves. It's a coping mechanism they developed early on to shield themselves from the emotional turmoil of their past. In essence, their behavior is a defense mechanism, an armor they've crafted to shield themselves from the pain of their past. It's a survival instinct, albeit a maladaptive one, driven by the trauma they endured in their formative years. So, while their actions may seem incomprehensible to us, they're simply trying to navigate a world that once left them wounded and alone. When you declare no contact, you're seizing control of the situation. Let me tell you, the narcissist won't take kindly to this because they thrive on being in control. It's their modus operandi. By asserting your autonomy and refusing to engage, you're disrupting their carefully constructed narrative. So, what happens when you assert your boundaries? The narcissist is thrown off balance. They're triggered, searching frantically for ways to regain their sense of control. They may resort to reaching out to old sources of validation, like ex-partners, or turning to social media and dating platforms to fill the void left by your absence. Being ignored cuts deep for them. It wounds their fragile egos and sends them into a tailspin of desperation. That's precisely why maintaining no contact is crucial. They'll try every trick in the book to reel you back in, bombarding you with calls, texts, and pleas for attention. But you have the power to say no. You don't have to entertain their attempts to regain control. They can't handle it when you stand firm and assert your boundaries. It sends them into a frenzy, scrambling to find alternative ways to feed their insatiable egos. They may try to manipulate you into believing they've changed or that they need your help. But make no mistake, it's not about love or genuine remorse. It's a transactional interaction, driven by their relentless need for validation and supply. So, don't be swayed by their empty promises or manipulative tactics. Stay strong in your resolve and continue to prioritize your well-being above all else. Remember, you deserve better than being used as a pawn in their endless game of manipulation and control. Let's face it, the ego's not feeling too hot. It's in a pretty rough spot. And when the ego's hurting, it'll do just about anything to ease the pain. Sometimes that means turning to substances like drugs or alcohol to numb the ache. Other times it manifests in desperate messages pleading for your return or even threats of self-harm. They might try to reel you back in with sweet words one moment and lash out with cruelty the next. It's all a desperate attempt to regain control because in their minds, they're the ones who should be calling the shots. Their ego is fragile, you see. It craves power and certainty, and it feels most secure when it's the one pulling the strings. But here's the thing, you hold the key to their confidence. When they're in control of you, they feel on top of the world. Take that away and suddenly they're lost at sea, drowning in uncertainty and insecurity. So, when you assert your independence and refuse to be manipulated, it's like pulling the rug out from under them. They're left scrambling to regain their footing, desperate to reclaim the sense of control they so desperately crave. Here's the deal. You've got to steer clear of them, even if they come crawling back to you. Trust me, they're not coming back with flowers and apologies. They're coming back with a score to settle. Oh yes, they're out for revenge because you dared to ignore them for even a second. They'll make you pay dearly for that, mark my words. Their ego's taken a hit, and they're not handling it well. They're seething with anger at the mere thought of not being able to reach out to you. And let me tell you, they're not just sitting idly by. They're probably lurking around the corners of the internet, spying on your every move. If your life's an open book on social media, you better believe they're flipping through the pages, even if it means resorting to sneaky tactics like using fake accounts after you've blocked them. They'll stop at nothing to dig up dirt on you, whether it's by pestering your friends and family for info or finding other devious ways to pry into your life. But let's get one thing straight. They're not doing this out of some sudden realization of their wrongs. Nope, it's pure vindictiveness driving them, fueled by the audacity you showed in taking control of the situation. They're livid that you had the gall to stand up to them, and they won't rest until they've made you pay for it. They're not thinking about how their actions might dredge up old wounds. They're only focused on making you suffer for daring to challenge their authority. So be prepared, my friends, because they'll stop at nothing to exact their revenge. Picture this. They're on the sidelines, ready to pounce at any moment. They'll hurl insults your way, or worse, they might pull some stunt to make your life miserable. That's why you've got to keep your distance, like way far away. Going no contact is your best bet for safety. But if that's not an option due to shared responsibilities like kids or joint assets, you've got to establish some serious boundaries. Keep your emotions under lock and key. When they ask how you're doing, don't spill your guts. Instead of saying, "Oh, I've been fantastic. Just living my best life," keep it simple with a non-committal, "I'm fine." And whatever you do, don't inquire about them. That's just asking for trouble, because they'll twist your words and use them against you faster than you can say manipulation. So, remember, keep your guard up, keep it brief, and keep your focus on staying one step ahead of their mind games. Listen up, this is crucial. Even if you're forced to interact with them in a professional setting or elsewhere, stay sharp. They're playing mind games, and you've got to stay ahead of the curve. The mere fact that you can't have a proper conversation with them infuriates them. It's all a mind game, and they've pulled this stunt on you countless times before. I get it, you're not trying to outsmart me here, but you've got to be savvy about it, even if that's not the name of the game. These folks don't see eye to eye with you. They're craving your attention, whether it's positive or negative. They're fishing for some acknowledgement because they know they've made an impact on you at some point. They remember the times when you cared about them, and they're eager to reignite that spark. But they fail to grasp that you might be over it now. They think they can keep pushing, because if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. But you can put your foot down. I truly hope this message resonates with you. You've got to stand your ground and reject their advances. Be the one who stays strong and refuses to engage. It works wonders and clears your mind of their toxic influence. This process helps you gain clarity, enabling you to confront and process your experiences and mental struggles, flushing out the toxic adrenaline and cortisol. It's crucial to grasp that this individual will never undergo a miraculous transformation. They won't morph into a different person just because you've cut off communication for a while, tempting you to entertain thoughts like, maybe I'll reach out to them later. But resist that urge. If you've chosen to distance yourself, stick to it. I understand it might not click immediately, but don't give up. Keep pushing forward. Strengthen your resolve and embrace the power of no, firmly declaring, enough is enough. They won't like it. They can't handle it. They may attempt to reconnect, but you must stand firm and assert, that's the end of it. I'm moving on. Individuals who exhibit such behavior don't deserve a place in my life. I'm committed to healing and growth. It's been a pleasure having you here. Until the next episode, take care. Thank you. This is the painful regret that haunts the narcissist when he hurts you but his heart loves you. In the realm of narcissism, self-aggrandizement reigns supreme as individuals relentlessly seek validation by elevating their own egos. Their tactic. Often, it involves denigrating others while conveniently sidestepping accountability for their own actions, effortlessly shifting blame onto unsuspecting targets. While accountability is typically esteemed over seeking external validation, narcissists opt for a different approach. Their arsenal? Passive-aggressive maneuvers, employing subtle acts of aggression, while vehemently denying any culpability. Their adeptness at conjuring excuses is unsurprising, given its frequent occurrence in their behavior. Today, we embark on a journey to unravel 3 repercussions that narcissists vehemently evade. Your unwavering support and presence are the lifeblood of our YouTube channel, fueling its growth and vitality. We extend our heartfelt gratitude for your continuous engagement. Be sure to activate the notification bell and subscribe to our channel to stay abreast of future content. Without further ado, let's delve into our discourse. Number 1. Narcissists possess a knack for completing tasks discreetly, evading detection by others. Their peculiar antics may temporarily conceal their flaws, but inevitably they revert to their usual patterns. When narcissists speak of making up, they refer to resolving conflicts, a behavior typical of their penchant for instigating turmoil. Rarely do they acknowledge their errors, opting instead to deflect blame onto others, rendering apologies a rarity. Elaborate excuses are their modus operandi, employed to justify their actions and shift accountability. their aspiration, that by diverting attention from an issue, it will fade from memory. Conversely, narcissists recoil from criticism, sparing no effort to evade it. Should you broach the topic, expect their wrath. Conversely, should you choose to ignore the incident, they interpret it as your attempt at benevolence. Number 2. Narcissists possess a cunning strategy of postponing commitments to leverage negotiation. This tactic serves to coerce agreement from others. When a narcissist becomes aware of causing you harm, rather than offering apologies or seeking reconciliation, they opt to distance themselves. Consequently, should you broach an unresolved issue upon their next encounter, they may feign forgetfulness and extend a peace offering. Their aim? To assert dominance and maintain control through manipulation. The key lies in readiness to either move forward without dwelling on the past or grant the relationship another chance by casting aside previous grievances. The existence of narcissists persists through generations, perpetuating cycles of adversity. Despite this, the human spirit remains resilient, persistently seeking renewal and improvement. Yet, confronting a narcissist with their past actions risks being branded as negative or fixated on history. Thus, it's advisable to steer clear of such discussions. Some may deem revisiting past events impolite if they're unwilling to address them. Focus instead on the present, refusing to dwell on bygones. It bears repeating, narcissists adhere to a double standard. They shun accountability and deny wrongdoing when at fault, yet relish in prolonged arguments should you err, exploiting guilt until capitulation is inevitable. Such duplicity is intolerable. Let's revisit the notion of time, contemplating its essence once more. Narcissists bank on the notion that time will erase memories of them, allowing you to move forward. When seeking a swift exit from conversation, they adeptly feign agreement, presenting a facade of attentiveness. Yet, it's all a charade. Their aim? To project an illusion of interest while sidestepping accountability. Nods and superficial apologies are but tools in their arsenal, devoid of genuine remorse or commitment to change. Rules in their eyes don't apply. Their goal is to hoodwink you into believing they've owned up to their actions when, in truth, they've merely paid lip service to responsibility. Apologies lacking specificity, such as "whatever I did wrong" or a generic "I'm sorry," serve as their preferred modus operandi. Despite their claims of intelligence, their actions seldom align with their words, revealing a lack of genuine intent. Thirdly, narcissists uphold the status quo by resorting to seduction. In their worldview, engaging in sexual activities serves as a quick fix for resolving conflicts. When faced with adversity, they shower you with affection, treating you as a cherished treasure. While these displays may seem genuine, narcissists exploit your emotional vulnerabilities, hoping you'll overlook the harm they've caused. Despite appearing emotionally close, indulging in sexual encounters with them drains your spirit and leads to undesirable outcomes. Both male and female narcissists adeptly manipulate their victims, feigning care while concealing their true motives. In all these scenarios, narcissists evade accountability for their actions. Instead of addressing underlying issues, they opt for superficial reconciliation through physical intimacy. As long as this strategy proves effective, they'll persist in using it. Their modus operandi involves lightly acknowledging problems and making promises to improve. Apologies are foreign to narcissists, as they genuinely believe they've done no wrong. To win back their favor, one must act as though they've never erred and never will. Therefore, it's crucial to confront their deceit by speaking truthfully. Do narcissists seek to bolster their image through other means? We trust this insight proves enlightening. If so, we welcome your thoughts in the comments section. Feel free to offer feedback on today's discussion.